Hello and welcome to the channel. If you haven't done so already, make sure to like and subscribe. And when you do like, it's just letting the algorithm know that you like the content and more people to see the content. So it really helps me out, and I appreciate all the new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. I hope you guys are enjoying the content. We do live streamings. We talk about cars. We talk about video games, but majority cars because that's just how it is. When I first saw the Genesis GV, I think it's called GV60, it kind of reminds me of the Veloster. If you know what the Veloster looks like, it kind of looks similar to this. It's just the overall design is a little bit different. Reminds me of the Honda Fit when Honda decided to make a bigger version of it. I guess they turned that into the HRV, kind of like similar stance here. But hey, maybe I could be reaching. But it is what it is. So far, I kind of like the design, but Genesis is the more luxurious version of Hyundai or Kia, whichever one. It was just a matter of time. They made an EV for Kia. They made one for Hyundai. So it makes sense for them to have a luxurious Genesis EV, especially since Toyota, their luxury version, the luxury one, they're making the, what is it, the RS 450E or something like that. Something like that. And that's their luxury brand for the new EVs. But the problem with this one is it's luxurious inside, yes, but the range is very meager in my opinion. Hey, but you can have your thoughts. Leave them in the comments below. I appreciate all the inputs. I usually try to respond to as many comments as I can. Can't. But anyway, let's go ahead and cover the new Genesis EV60 or Genesis B60, whatever. Okay, so here we go. Before we dive into all that goodies, all that good stuff, let's go ahead and check out some of these photos. So there's two versions of the vehicle. Well, there's actually two variants. There's going to be an all-wheel drive version as well as a rear-wheel drive. The rear-wheel drive, you're going to be getting 248 miles range, and then the all-wheel is going to get 235, so you're losing about 13 miles in range. But you're also going to get way more performance in the all-wheel drive, just like all their other ones, their Ioniq 5 as well as the Kia EV6. If you get the all-wheel drive, you're going to get a little bit more performance out of it, but you're going to be get less range because it's a little bit heavier because you're running with dual motors instead of single motors. Um, anyway, so to me, I overall like the design. Price, not so much. But you're paying for that luxury name, Genesis. 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 So let's go ahead and, but yeah, I dig this. It looks so nice. But yeah, and then you have all your other controls as well here too. I still prefer um analog controls for certain things. That's why like the Tesla vehicles, even though their build qualities are shit to me, um, I like the futuristic stuff. But for me, it seems so empty. Like everything has to go through the screen. But when you're driving, you're gonna be preoccupied trying to find how to turn on the windshield wipers or something simple like that, or turn on the AC. You got to go through menus or whatever. It just makes it a little bit more complicated than just pushing a button for the AC and it turns on and or whatnot. So to me, I still prefer digital buttons, or should I say not digital button, but buttons. I prefer buttons over digital, putting it all into the infotainment system. But it does look very clean, but it looks very empty too. Still talking about the Tesla, but I like the overall design of this vehicle. So let's go ahead and break it down some of the goodies. There's a lot to cover here, so stay with me. All right. The 2023 Genesis GV60 has gone on sale in the United States, and pricing starts at $58,890 and $1,090 destination fee for a total of $59,980. So roughly, if you can get it for MSRP, find the right dealership, you're gonna look at around 67,000 or 68,000 out the door, depending on the trim and the level that you pick. Kicking things off, the entry level GV60 Advanced All-Wheel Drive, which comes nicely equipped with LED lighting, Units power retractable door handles and 20-inch alloy wheels. Buyer will also find rain sensing wipers, roof rails, and a power hands-free liftgate. They're joined by a panoramic glass roof and a paddle lights that project the Genesis logo onto the ground. Since the Genesis is a luxury brand, it comes as a little surprise. The interior takes center stage. Once ensued in the heated and ventilated leather front seats, drivers will find themselves looking at a heated steering wheel and a 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster, which is the same thing that's on the Ioniq as well as the EV6 as well too. I think they're running with a 12.3-inch display. And a head-up display and a 12.3 infotainment system with GPS navigation as well as Android Auto, Apple Goods, all that good stuff is standard. However, the GV60's coolest feature are facial recognition technology and a fingerprint authentication system. Interesting. The former recognizes owners as they approach, so the doors can automatically be unlocked when they arrive at the vehicle. Once inside, the fingerprint authentication system enables them to start the EV6 without a key. Okay. That could be good, and that could be bad too. With technology, we all know technology over time, it will break down, and we don't know what the cost is going to cost to repair that said technology. And also another thing here, that 12.3-inch display looks exactly like the Ioniq. It seems like they just took out whatever that was in the Ioniq and just changed it up a little bit. But everything right here is completely unique to the GV6. I like the clean look and just looks very simplistic. Not a fan of the color schemes, but you guys know me, I prefer just all black interior. I'm not a fan of this beige or cream or whatever color this is. When any of this stuff starts breaking, it's gonna cost big money to repair. We just won't know until like a few years has gone by. Anyway, moving on. Putting technology aside, the crossover boasts a dual zone climate control system, aluminum trim, ambient lighting, and a bang-on Olufsen premium audio system. Designer also installed a leatherette wrapped instrument panel, an auto dimming rear view mirror with HomeLink and rear sunshades and a cargo cover. On the safety front end, there's an assortment of driver assistance systems, including highway drive assist, smart cruise control with stop and go, and forward collision avoidance assist. They're joining lane keeping assist and lane following assist, applying spot collision, blah blah blah. Yeah, all the norm crap. It's all there. More tech stuff. Yes, that's good. Yeah, moving on. Okay. Here is the bread and butter. The good shit. Power is provided by a 77.4 kilowatt battery pack that feeds a dual motor all-wheel drive system. The latter features a 99 horsepower for one electric motor up front and 215 160 kilowatt 218 PS electric motor out back. This setup gives the crossover a combined output of 314 horsepower and a range of 248. Very, very meager for the price, if you're asking me. Yes, very meager. I think they could have given you a lot of range. But I think, a little bit more range would have been nice. But since they're rolling with the same 77.4 kilowatt, the fact that the Ioniq, if you choose the rear wheel, you get about 303, and but for this version, the all-wheel drive for the Ioniq is 256, I believe. I'm just going off my head here. I could be wrong, and so don't point me out because I might get hurt because I'm sensitive. Just fucking kidding. I don't give a shit. Anyway, moving on. While the entry-level model comes nicely equipped, the GV6 Performance all-wheel drive is one of ones to get. It starts at 67,890, so you're looking at about 75,000, 77,000 out the door, roughly, if you get one at MSRP. Features an upgraded but I think what it is, the reason why it's getting a little bit less miles, and I'm speculating here. This is pure speculations and just my own opinion. I think with all the technology that's inside of this specific vehicle, like you have the, what is it, like finger authentication and sensing your face, so it has to be using the battery somehow. Maybe it's using the 12-volt battery, but the 12-volt battery has to be recharged from your the big battery, the lithium ion battery that's in that vehicle. And maybe, I don't know, maybe. Features front and rear electric motors, both developing 250 horsepower. This one gives the crossover a combined output of 429 horsepower. Although a boost mode temporarily increases the output to 483 horsepower, so give your range. It's going to go straight down the toilet. Unfortunately, the extra performance comes at a cost as the range falls 235 miles. But depending on how you drive and what you're doing, how much AC and all that, you might not even get that 235. You might get like 180 roughly. And then if you're charging it at like 80 or 90%, you might get even less than that. Sticking with the performance theme, upgrades extend beyond the powertrain as the crossover comes equipped with electronically controlled suspension and electronic limited slip differentials and monoblock front brakes. It's also worth noting the model rides on larger 21-inch rims. And those huge rims will also affect your range as well too, because the car is going to be a little bit heavier because of those big old rims. But like I said, there's plenty of technology here, and I think that really does affect the range of the vehicle. But that's just my opinion. But yeah, anyway, moving on. Interior changes are modest, but buyers will find additional equipment including Napa leather upholstery, heated rear seats, ergo motion massaging driver's seats. Other highlights include alloy paddles, a microfiber suede headliner, a Genesis digital key 2. The latter uses ultra wide band technology to automatically unlock the vehicle when the owner is compatible Apple iPhone, Apple Watch, or Samsung Galaxy devices approach. To help owners get the most out of their EV, Genesis has partnered with Electrified America to offer 3 years of 30-minute complimentary charging sessions from date of purchase. Genesis also noted all 2023 models, including the GV60, will come in with a lifetime subscription to Connected Care. It provides an automatic collision notification, enhanced roadside assistant, and emergency assistant. While the GV6 has gone on sale in the United States, customers will have a hard time getting one. Model will initially be available at select Genesis retailers in California, Connecticut, New Jersey, and New York. And that's the same thing they did with the Ioniq. It was only available in certain states before it started rolling out to more states as well. Obviously, California has been pushing a lot of green nonsense. So, we always get the first dibs when anything electronic or whatever comes out. We usually get it here in California first. And that's a bit of a bummer, and would be customers are being asked to contact their local dealership about availability. But overall, I like the design. I dig it. The range is a little bit meager, and it does look a little bit smaller. It does look a little bit smaller, but it is what it is. Maybe it will fit my tall 6'1" and maybe be comfortable, because when I sat inside the Ioniq 5, I was comfortable in the driver's seat as well as the rear seat. I was comfortable there, and having my seat all the way back and how I like it, or where I'm comfortable, and I could still fit in the rear seat comfortably. So that was one of the huge selling point, and the fact that the range is decent too. I think 256 for the all-wheel drive and 303 is pretty decent. Especially it's a competitor to Tesla in my opinion, because the fact that you can also get the incentives, you can still qualify for your state incentives as well as the federal tax rebate, which is $7,500. If you calculate all that into the package, it's hell of a deal, But that's just one man's opinion. And as always, the build, you can go ahead to Hyundai's website and you can build one yourself too, or Genesis. But Genesis is owned by Hyundai, so technically I'm not wrong. Yeah, so if you come to the website, you get these two different versions. You got the all-wheel drive performance version and the advanced all-wheel drive. And the advanced all-wheel drive comes with a plethora of different things, and that's why you're paying a lot more comparing to the EV6 and the Ioniq 5. But anyway, let me know in the comments below of your thoughts about the GV6. Anyways, yeah, let me know. Do you like it? Do you love it? Are you interested? But to me, if you want the range, I would avoid it. I would either go with the Ioniq 5, the rear wheel if you need more range, or the Kia EV6 if you want even more range, but if you can get it for a decent price. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of competition right now, but I think Honda, or should I say Hyundai, is definitely is a game changing. Not game changing because Tesla changed the game in general, but they're a real competitor when it comes to apples for apples. If you would pick Hyundai or Tesla, most people would pick Tesla, but with the way they're raising their prices and it's just coming out of reach and there's no government incentives, so to me I prefer the Ionic 5. But everything is up to interpretation. Everybody's sense of taste is different. Like what I like is not going to be specifically what you like, but I will give you my opinion with a little bit of a bias there, just a little bit, even though I try to be unbiased sometimes. Anyway, as always, make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and have a lovely day, because I will, and I'm out.